Hey guys, welcome back to my vlog. Today I'm going to be talking about unfair expectations. This is a two-part video because yesterday I recorded a vlog on this topic and I was in the middle of my process thinking that was it. Boy, was I wrong. Oh, I had a whole new release today. And so I had to record another one, but I'm going to show you the process. So after you see me here, I'm going to show you a part of the video that I did yesterday, and then we're going to go into today. So let's get started. Hi, Mindful for Life family. Today I'm going to be doing a video on something I've been going through all of my life, but it's been brought to the surface in this last fearless February month. It's been brought up a few other times, but definitely in this month as I'm dealing and unpacking things. It's been brought to the surface, and I've had to marinate in it. I've had to think on it. I've had to feel the emotions attached to it. And I've also had to go back to the root of it. And now I'm at a place to let it go. So I want to share it with you guys. But before I get into it, there's a video that I'm going to play. And the reason I'm going to play this video is because this video was sent to me energetically, spiritually. It was sent to me. I know it was sent to me. I went on YouTube this morning. I scrolled and I saw it, and I had that feeling to press it, but I ignored it. You know them ones? I ignored it and scrolled past it, and then something happened in my life that was real. Those feelings got brought up, and I went back on YouTube to try and find something to help me. Not with that, but just I like to watch something in the morning that's inspirational and helps me feel good. Scrolled again, saw it, and just thought, yeah, and pressed it, and you'll see. It was just so perfect. So let's get into this video and come back and we will discuss.
I know so many times in my life, I put so many unfair expectations on people. And what I mean by that is I was expecting them to be a person in my life that they weren't capable of being. I was expecting them to be someone that they didn't want to be. And I see this happen so many times with people, is that you put these unfair expectations on someone. You give them a position in your life that they aren't capable to live up to, and they showed you that they aren't. Or you give them a title they're not going to live up to. And we get mad at them for not living up to that title. People will continue to hurt you if you allow them to. You know, so many times what we do is that when somebody is showing us that they're going to break our heart, what we do is we give our heart right back to them and expect them to repair it when we know who they are. When someone has showed us that they're a liar, we expect them to tell us the truth when we know that they're a liar. When someone has shown us that all they do is gossip and spread drama and they're messy, and then we give them our information that we don't expect them to tell anybody, but we know they tell everybody everything. And then we get mad at them when they just did what you knew they were going to do. So listen to me. Stop putting unfair expectations on people. As that old quote says, when someone showed you consistently who they are, you better believe them. Because when you know who they are, and you still choose to see past that and believe that there's something different for whatever reason, and then they hurt you, they do something they manipulate you, they do something destructive to your heart, that's on you. You got to start trusting people for who they are. Trust them for who they showed you that they are in your life. So if they're not loyal, yes, people can change. But like I always say, you can't change people. They have to make that change. But if someone show you that they're loyal, so if someone shows you that they're a thief, why would you have them around your belongings? And they get mad when they steal something. I get it. You see the potential in people. I get it. You see the goodness in people. You see their good heart. But the reality is they'll never become that person if they don't want to become that person. They have to become that person. No matter how much good you see in people, and that's great. I see the good in people all the time. And I've been burnt so many times by people because I chose to look past who they were showing me that they were. I chose to fall in love with the potential. I chose to fall in love with who they used to be. And I ended up getting hurt. So from here on out, please stop putting unfair expectations on people. It's not fair to you and it's not fair to them.
Okay, so we're back. You've watched the video and you know what it's about. The title of this video is Unfair Expectations of People. How many of us have those? How many of you have been hurt by people? You may not even know it's because you have unfair expectations, but you have expectations of them that they do not live up to. This is big for me. So big. And it's come up so much this month. I'm going to go back. But before I go back, I'm going to give you some context as in the word people. Because it's not everyone. And I'm sure we do have unfair expectations with everyone. Because I know I had unfair expectations with my husband, my kids, my mother, my father. We have unfair expectations of pretty much everyone. But what I want to talk about today is unfair expectations in my life of sisters. Now, when I say sisters, I'm not just talking about blood sisters. I'm talking about those friends who are like sisters. Whether you see them as a sister and express that, or they see you as a sister and express that. For me, it's always been, apart from one person who has been my friend since school, I put her in that sister category. And outside of that, I've had friends who have put me in the sister category. And because they've said that word sister, I've put them in that place where I put my sisters, my biological sisters. And so I give them this unfair expectation. And part of it is unfair, but part of it is also, I feel, personally, manipulation on their part, whether they know it or not. Because our relationships don't start off the way they end up. Or it could be, you know how you're in a relationship with a guy or a girl, if you're a guy, you're in a relationship. And when you first start off your relationship, it's totally different from when you're fully in your relationship. You know, you're hiding things. You're not you're 100% yourself. You're doing everything perfect to woo them, to get them, to make them like you. You're not giving them the raw straight away. You're just giving them enough for them to like you, love you, fall in love with you. So it could be that rather than manipulation. So yeah, it could be that mask that we put on. That isn't intentional, but it kind of is manipulation. If we really look into the root of it, it really is manipulation. And it is a societal thing that we do that. We go to job interviews and we show them our best. We don't show them our raw. We go to school and we have to act a certain way. It's kind of a societal way of doing things. And unfortunately, we bring that into every relationship. And it brings a falsehood. at the beginning, and then these expectations can get made on those falsehoods. And then when the trueness comes out, when you've been friends for months, 6 months, a year, maybe longer, and the real you comes out, people get hurt. So this has happened to me a lot. It feels like a lot, but it's only really 2 people that have done it to me in the last year. One recently, well, both of them are recently, but one was first and then it was the other one. And I think it feels like a lot to me because it's literally just one after another. And then obviously I think it feels like a lot to me because it's hitting my root. I have abandonment, rejection issues with regard to my sisters. And this has also come up. So I've had the 2 friends and my sister, one of my sisters, who abandoned me all over again with no explanation, really. I had to literally just think in my mind, okay, it must be that why she's shut off from me. But it was bothering me. And anybody that knows me knows I wear my heart on a sleeve. I am the girl who will show you the raw and the real from the beginning. I'm not putting no roses on it. I am who I am, and I stay that way. I can't hide. If I don't like you, it's all over my face. If I'm upset, it's all over my face. If I'm happy, it's all over my face. My vibe is my vibe. I'm just that girl. And I'm grateful that I'm that girl. I love being that girl. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to hide the way I'm feeling. Although I do try sometimes, I like that I can't, because it helps me to, it forces me to deal with me. Do you know what I'm saying? So people get me the way that I am from the beginning. And I think because I'm like that, I expect everybody else to be like that. And I'm learning the hard way that, no, that's not how everyone is. So I end up getting hurt. My heart gets broken. It does. So a bit of background, my roots with my sisters. I thought, or I'd made up a story in my mind that when we were children, we were really close, going up into teenager and young adults, up until my dad died. My dad died when I was 23 years old. And he had 3 daughters, me and my 2 sisters. My mum had 2 children outside of my dad, who are my brother and my sister, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about my 2 sisters, the 3 of us. Because that's where the issues were. I was growing up with them. I weren't really grown up with the other 2, apart from my brother, which was very short because he left very quickly. It was only a small amount of time I was brought up with him. And our relationship is amazing, just like it was when we were younger. I loved my brother. I loved him to bits, and I still do. And so, yeah, I'm talking about my 2 sisters that we grew up from the day I was born and still, yeah. But that relationship ended 10 years ago when I got engaged. But I'm not going to talk about that. So I really did think that me and my sisters were close up until that point. And I really had to go back. And I didn't have to go back. I was taken back. Because I remember just sitting here thinking about what's going on with my particular sister at the moment. And it was just like I was taken right back there. And all I heard was a voice say to me, which I know to be God, because that's who I talk to. I'm keeping it raw. That's who I talk to. That's who I take things to, because he knows everything. And I had just heard, this is a pattern. What you're experiencing now is nothing new, Tina. It's a pattern. It's been happening since you were a child, remember? And he would take me zoom back to that moment, zoom back to that moment, zoom back to that moment. I was like, yo, okay. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. So basically what would happen is when we were younger, there was one point where we were all in the same room. And when we were all in the same room, this is real young. In this house, we moved out that house when I was 9 years old. We were all sharing the same room, me and my two sisters. We had a bed each, and then we had a bunk bed and a single bed. But the way that it used to play out at that point was I was always the one that was kind of, I'm using the word used, but I didn't realize it at the time. My two sisters are a year apart, and I'm 3 years apart from the middle one and 4 years from the oldest one. And what would happen is my eldest one was always the one that decided who was being close to who or friends with who. And she would be friends with my middle sister, so I wouldn't be allowed on her bed. Or she'd be friends with me and not my other sister, and I'd be allowed on her bed. So it was like that. And then when it changed to rooms, the same thing happened. If she was upset with me, my not even upset. I didn't have to do anything. She just chose, she didn't want me around. She just wanted her around. So she'd let her in her room, door would be shut. And I even remember a moment when I was sat outside the bedroom door, upset, because I could hear them in there laughing and having fun, and I was left out on my own. When we left that house and we moved into our other house, this went into teenage years. And I still remember it was mainly if my elder sister fell out with the middle sister, then she'd pull me in and the other sister would be left alone. And I felt good because I was wanted in it, because I wasn't left out anymore. Me and the middle sister always shared a room. So we were close anyway. It's not like she wasn't talking to me, but she preferred to be in the room with my other sister. It was just more fun, I guess. And they're a year apart, so I get that. And yeah, so that pattern has carried on to the point now I'm older and those two are very close, and I've been on my own for the past 10 years. And it's hurt me. It's hurt me deeply. It's broken my heart. And our parents never raised us to be like that. One thing my parents did was said to us, make sure we're always close, because our families were very distant. So again, another pattern. And my mum always wanted us to be close. And we were, up until I got engaged. And my eldest sister was engaged at the same time. She got engaged first, and not long after I got engaged. And when we were growing up, we always were like, and even as an adult, before then, we'd say it would be really nice if we got with friends or family, like brothers, and, you know, we could hang out together and get engaged at the same time and things like that. And we would talk about that. So when it happened, our partners weren't brothers or anything like that, but they knew each other. So I was excited because I was like, oh, we both got engaged at the same time, go look for dresses together. And boy, was that expectation wrong. I'm going to stop recording there, and we're going to go into today's video, because what I said yesterday was really not serving anyone, not serving me, not serving them, and it's not for anybody to see. So let's watch the rest of the video from today, where my perspective has totally changed. Just tell me if you notice the difference. The good news is I now know the root, I now know the pattern, and I can break it, and I now know how to, and I've let it go, and I feel amazing. I actually feel amazing. And yesterday I'd found the root, I'd found the pattern, but I didn't really know how to let it go. I thought I had let it go, but I didn't know if I truly had let it go. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have to just wait to see if the pattern reoccurs. But today I got another revelation from Pastor Todd from Transformation Church, watching his teaching on baptism. And it just opened everything up, and it just gave me that reason. And yeah, and I just feel love for the people I felt hurt and upset and angry at. I just feel love for them now. So I know it's done, and I just wanted to share it with you. So now I realize the root, and how what's happening now is just a pattern. So I then was like, so what about my friends? Because I'm having the same pattern with my friends. Come to realize the same pattern is happening with my friends, because I see them as my sisters. I either see them as my sisters, and I've noticed it with all the friends that it's happened to me with, or they've put themselves in the position of a sister. So if I'm putting them in the category of sister, the pattern is going to carry on with them, because that's my default that's my default pattern. And so that's played out in those relationships too. And it's just like, oh my gosh, there's me getting all hurt and feeling all these feelings, thinking my friends are doing this, my sisters are doing that. And to be honest, it's just a pattern. And I don't know where it's from before that generationally. I don't know if it happened to my mum or whatever. I think it did. Some of the stories I've heard from my mum, I think it's happened with her and her sisters as well. It's definitely happening now with my mum. I'm seeing her and her sisters, two of them over here, one over there, and another two over there. It's definitely happening with my mum now. So I'm wondering if that's a generational thing that's come through my mum, because it definitely isn't through my dad. So yeah. And now I know that, it's like, I just feel like I can let that hurt go, because it's not really their fault why this is happening. I'm attracting people based on a subconscious pattern that's been playing out since I was born. And so these people I'm attracting, it is not their fault. They are there because I called them into my life, no matter what the circumstances. And then I have to also think about what is their pattern, what is their story, why they come into someone's life and then just disappear. They may have their own story as to why that's a pattern in their life. For one of my friends, I definitely know that is true for her, because we've talked. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I get it. And then even for my sisters, even though we grew up in the same household, their story could be something different to mine. There may be a reason why my eldest sister always had to have one of us. You know what I mean? And then my middle sister, a pattern where she feels in the middle. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know where that comes from for them, but that's their story and that's their truth. And I have to understand that. And I do understand that. And I respect that. And I'm so sorry for feeling abandoned and rejected and hurt. And I forgive myself for feeling those things, because I didn't know. I didn't know why, but now I know. And now I can let it go. And another reason why I feel like I can let it go is because a lot of the hurt came from, I'm the type of person that I just give my heart to everyone. One thing people have always said about me is, you wear your heart on your sleeve. When you love someone, you love someone. I don't even have to love you to give to you. I will give to a man on the street. If I feel that someone's in need, if I see someone's in need, I will give you my last penny. That is me. If you ain't got, any of my friends say they're struggling, I'll go out and shopping and I'll buy them shopping along with my shopping. I'll split my shopping down half and I'll give you half and I'll have half. That's me. I will give. And then, but when I feel like I give, whether it's money, whether it's things, material things, or whether it's my time, my advice, whether it's just being there as a listening ear for you all day, all night, because that's me again. You can call me any time of the night. If you need me, I will sit on the phone for hours and listen to you. I will give you love. I will give you information. But when you turn around and then just disappear, that felt like I'd been abused. It felt like I'd been used. It felt like I had been rejected. All of those things that I've been feeling, rejection, abandonment, unloved, not cared about, all those things then come up again. And I feel like I've given so much to you, and then that's what I get. But then just listening to the preaching, and now I understand why I'm doing that. That's my purpose. I'm doing my purpose. It's not to get anything back. And if they disappear, it's fine, because I'm doing my purpose. And my purpose is for me. It's for me from God. That's a gift. And I'm here to do that. And it's not gone unseen. Whether they see it or not, it's not gone unseen, and it's not gone unrewarded, because the reward is that I've helped you. The reward is that I've passed on a gift. The reward is that I've passed on love. I've given love to someone in any form, and rejection does not wipe that out. Abandonment doesn't wipe that out. Nothing wipes that out. So now I don't feel bad. Now I don't feel like you owe me something, because you don't. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for that. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. And obviously I've got to have my boundaries, and I've got to be mindful that I'm not pouring out of my cup from a broken and an empty place. But now I feel my cup is just filling up, because I've just learned something about me and who I am and why things are happening, and it feels amazing, guys. Don't let people hurt you, or don't hurt yourself, because to be fair, it's me hurting me. These emotions and these feelings I'm having about what people are doing to me, it's me doing that. They whatever they're feeling is whatever they're feeling. They're not taking on my hurt. So whatever I'm feeling is what I'm feeling. So we have to, I would never have got this peace and this calm if I hadn't looked within. And so often I'm the type of person that will look at the person and say, why are they doing that? Why has that happened? Da, 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 da. But I also do look within, and I'm so grateful that I do that, because if I hadn't have done that, if I hadn't have looked inside of me, I would never have found this peace. And this is something that I've been praying for this February, is peace. I just want peace in here. Peace and understanding and love and joy, all of the fruits of the Spirit. I just want that. But above all is peace. I need my peace. And I thank God, because I've got that peace in that area. And that was one area that I just thought, I'm not going to get peace in that area. Like, that is a hard one, because I just don't get it. Now I get it. Now I understand. And I'm just sending love out to these people that have been in my heart, and I felt hurt and don't want to see them and don't want to talk to them, but don't want to cut them off, but don't want to get hurt again. And how am I gonna navigate? I'm gonna have to put some walls up. I'm gonna have to harden my heart. And I didn't want to do none of those things, but I just didn't know how to move on without getting hurt again. And now I have peace, and now I can. And all I feel is love for those people. That's all I just want to send them love. My sisters, I want to send them love. And I'm just praying that they can get that same peace in their life, and whatever they are going through, that they will look inside and they will find the root, and they will find the pattern, and they will heal, and they will find peace. I don't have any expectations. It's okay if they don't come back in my life. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm exactly where I need to be. I've got people around me who are supposed to be around me right now. And it's okay. I've helped who I've needed to help. And you know what? Like, jealousy had a part to play in it for one of my friends. It did. And I had to swallow that pill. Yeah, I really had to swallow that pill, because I felt like I'd given you all this information, because you were down and out, and I'd given you all this information and built you up and da-da-da. And as soon as you're feeling, better, I'll hear from you. But now I'm just like, oh my gosh, my work is done. It's done. And I'm happy you're flying. I'm happy you're happy. I'm happy you've transformed into this butterfly. And I'm happy that I was given the chance to bless you with my shoulder, with compassion, with love, with information, with empowerment, with whatever it is I gave. I'm so glad that I was given the gift of being able to bless you, or God bless you through me, because even I need to even take that out. It's not even me, because this gift that I have is all from God. So obviously I have to do it, and I have to make that choice. So I'm a big part of that, and God is within me, and it's me that's doing it. So yeah, it's me as well. So I'm just grateful that I was used in that I was able to help in that way, and I'm so happy to see the fruits. I'm so happy, and I'm just so happy. Oh, guys, if you could feel what I feel inside right now, I feel ultimate joy and love for these people. Like, the way I feel right now, I'll give you an example. When I was in church, I used to minister in song, so be on the stage and I would just sing. And years later, someone would come up to me and say, "Hi, I remember you. You're that girl who sang that song. You do not understand. You changed my life. You ministering that song did this to me." And I'm like, what? I didn't even know. I thought I was just up there singing. But just that feeling of knowing that I helped you, I blessed you, the feeling is just so amazing. And that is how I feel. I mean, I can't even expect you to know how that feels, because that's not really a good example, but I can't put it into words. I cannot put it into words. All I can say is I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that I have my relationship with God. And every day this week, because I'm going on fasting, and it's leading up to the fasting, every day this week, it's like God is just dealing with me and getting me to a place where I need to be for this fasting. And my intention for this fast, it's changed. It definitely has changed. And I was looking forward to it anyway, but I'm looking forward to it even more, because I've just got a heart full of gratitude right now, because peace is so important for our lives. Being mindful of your peace. Oh my gosh, you have to be so mindful of your peace. When you don't have peace, you have dis-ease in your body. The opposite of peace is stress, and we all know stress can kill you. So the ultimate goal for all of us is to live in peace and to find happiness. And having this part in my life, this layer lifted, and feeling the peace that surpasses all understanding. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy, because I really didn't think, not even in this short matter of time, but I didn't think at all that I would even get to this place. And I'm just so grateful. And I just thought I wanted to share this with you guys. And I wanted to encourage you guys that if you've got any fears, if you've got any relationships that you feel that you're getting hurt over and over again, if these things are pattern, if it doesn't matter what it is, it could be relationships with men or women, like partners. It could be relationships with your kids. It could be relationships with your friends. See if there's any patterns in each situation. If there's not, then deal with each segment differently and see what's happening. What is the reoccurring cycle that's happening? And then go back into your childhood and see where that pattern started, because you will find it. You will find it. And if you need to talk to others, maybe siblings, parents, do that. And try and find out where that started. Because when you know where the root is, and you know it's not you, and you know it's not them. Most of the time it's generational. Most of the time it is generational, and we just don't know that. And we are just living out our ancestors' stuff. But you know what? Those things can be cut at any time. You can cut generational stuff, and it can be cut with you. And then your descendants don't have to go through it no more. And that's another thing I'm grateful for, that my children don't have to go through that, because I have 3. I don't want that pattern to happen with them. And that has been my prayer, that they don't have to be close, if, seeing each other all the time, but I want no one hurting and feeling left out and feeling I don't want that for my boys. And I think that probably would have been carried on had I not done that work in me to cut that cycle. And if not in them, maybe they're my grandchildren, and I don't want them for my grandchildren either. So yeah, I just had to share that with you. Now, I'm telling you, this is my second video. If you had watched the video I did yesterday, I did a video yesterday and I was going to post it, and something told me not to post it. And the video I did yesterday was very pointy, was very exposy, was very at you. Even though I was pointing at me too, it was nothing like this one. And I did not have this piece. And now I know why I was not supposed to post it. And I could, when I just finished watching what I was watching, Pastor Todd, I was like, I'm deleting that video and I'm doing it again. And that's why I'm on here now. Woo! Release. And when I go into my fast, it's time to reset. 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 Renew. Reset. Renew. Can't wait. I'm just looking forward to what God has planned for me. And I encourage anybody to have God in your life, because you know what? I just wouldn't have gone through so much trauma in my life, anxiety, thoughts of ending my life without having my relationship with God. Because no physical person ever helped me. Not even my husband. I didn't even go to him, because when you're in that state, you don't go to people. So literally it was just me and God, and he's got me through some of the darkest times. And I just want to encourage people to find out who God is for yourself. Pray for yourself. Speak to him for yourself. Build your relationship for yourself. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you. And that's it. That's it. Because we don't need anybody else to tell us anything about ourselves. He knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb. Who else do you know that knows that? So he knows our path. He knows what's good for us. He knows what we're struggling with, and he knows how to heal that. And I'm a living testimony, and I'm just in such a great place right now. And I'm so grateful. I've been released. I've let it go. Yay! Okay, I'm going to go now, because I just feel like putting on some music and dancing. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dance like David did. I'm going to dance in my yard and give God some praise. And yeah, hope you enjoyed my little testimony. Let it go, people. Do your work. Do your work. And if you need any advice or help on how to do it, affirmations, anything, just let me know. Write it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much if you subscribed. And if you haven't, come on, people, please subscribe. Show some love to me. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me on my next video, because I don't know what's coming next. But trust me, whatever's coming next, I will share with you, because there's layers after layers. Once you get rid of one layer, there's another layer to deal with. And I don't know what that is, but I will share it with you, because I want to help people. That is my purpose. I really want to help people to overcome and to find peace and well-being in your life, in every area, mind, body, and soul. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram on Mindful for Life. Find the link in the description. And if you want to buy any of my merch, any chocolate diamonds out there, chocolate diamonds, I have a website where I have lots of merchandise, from clothes to cards to shower curtains, things like that, with all of my art designs on there that I drew with my hands. And yeah, we have the Kingdom collection. We also have the London collection for the man them. Yes, and the gal them. And then we just have the chocolate diamond collection, which is all of my artwork. So yeah, find the link in the bio and please support. Okay, take care. Bye.